think we shall.
Here she is, Miss Sarah Michelle Gellar.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very
Hard to
good.
believe that this beautiful little young thing can conquer demons all over the world.
I was just nervous about conquering these chairs.
Yes.
Size is deceiving, though.
You know, because you have to get up and it's high and you have to always wear pants because I can't do it if I'm in a
You
skirt.
think you got a problem? Wait till you see Dr. Ruth try to get up there. That's a sight to be seen, yeah. So anyway, you have conquered. Now, tell me about the demons. Are they, you think, a form of the devil, or who are these demons?
I think they were all my junior high school teachers.
So it's payback time.
It's payback time. We actually, the wonderful thing about the show is we're using these monsters as sort of a metaphor for high school life, because when you think about it in actuality, there's really nothing scarier than high school. So it's just sort of...
Oh, really? Just wait. It's a terrifying time.
Yeah.
Especially now. As a matter of fact, I think I read just the other day that one of the Buffy shows had to be canceled because you were too close to a real-life tragedy.
We had an episode where Buffy hears voices and there is a threat of school violence, and we felt that due to the tragedy in Columbine, it was the wrong time to air it. Although I really, really strongly believe that we need to air it because it happens to be a really, really important message with a wonderful episode with a wonderful message. And I think that because this tragedy exists, instead of turning our head, and we need to confront it, and we need to put it out there that it's wrong, that there are consequences. So I'm a really big supporter that the show needs to air, and that we need to remember that this is just a form of entertainment, and the lessons are learned in the end.
You know, you've got an enormous teenage audience, young people audience. Do you think that your show really has an impact on them?
That's a good question. I would certainly hope so. I know that when I was growing up, there weren't wonderful role models with Buffy, and you know, with a daughter, it's like you want them to have girls that are strong, that are independent, that are smart.
And compassionate. I would like to see a little more compassion.
Were Valley girls. They were either a nerd, because they were the smartest girl in the class, or they were a Valley girl. They were dumb.
Or a tramp. You gotta have a tramp.
Yeah, a tramp. Facts of Life, the epitome show. So I think it's wonderful that they have a character like Buffy who can really take care of herself. And so I hope Buffy and Willow are role models for that reason.
I hope so, too. But you know, you've been in this business 16 years, somebody said, huh?
Oh my God, 16?
My gosh.
And you look about 16.
Thank you.
If you look real closely, you soap opera fans, you probably remember seeing her on Days of Our Lives.
Won an Emmy playing Erica Kane's...
No, All My Children. All My Children.
It's Days of Our Lives, All My Children, but
Yes.
you won an Emmy playing Erica Kane's daughter,
Yes,
huh?
I did.
Yes.
I did my second year on the show.
And then what happened to her daughter?
She went back to the trailer park that she came from and got remarried. And I graduated from high school.
Good. We're so glad things worked out.
And then when did you get the call to go to Hollywood? I guess you were working in New York.
I was working in New York, and I just graduated high school. I just finished the show, and it was sort of that time where you need to make a decision. Do I want to go to college and do something else, or is this something I really want to try? So I moved to LA, and it was about 6 or 7 months when I got the pilot of Buffy.
Moved by yourself?
I did it first, although actually I originally got the role of Cordelia. Originally I had, very long, dark brown hair from being on the show, and they said, we really like her, but she's really not Buffy. Do you want to come in and test for Cordelia? And I really loved the show. I just felt something for it. So I went in and I tested for Cordelia, and I got it. And they kept searching and searching, and it was really getting close to airtime, and they hadn't found a Buffy. And I kept saying, I know I can do it, let me come in. So I started the audition process from scratch and went in for the casting director and the producers and auditioned about 210 more times.
Wow.
Did you change your hair even at that point?
No, I wasn't ready to do that yet, especially because I had the role of Cordelia, but slowly I would change my dress and the way I did my hair.
So you earned this one.
Yeah, she went after it.
I went after it.
I didn't realize that. That's a great story.
It's a good story because it just reminds you that if you really want something and you go after it, there are rewards.
Exactly right. And how many years has it been on now?
We're going into, I guess what would be our 4th season, but we've been on, the first season, we only did half a year. We were a mid-season replacement.
So no regrets about not going on to college?
I think there's always regrets, but I'm a person that loves to learn, and I always spend time. We were just in London and Paris, my first trip to London. I went to all the museums, and I see everything, and I think you can still continue to learn on a daily basis if you want to.
No, you're absolutely
You can be a
right.
student without going to a building where you...
Exactly, and I think for me, the college life, it would have been very awkward. I was already so much more adult that I probably would have felt uncomfortable at, frat parties, and the sorority thing wasn't for me.
Probably,
So.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the schedule, as I understand it, is very demanding, isn't it? I mean,
Well, how long are your
all the
days?
special effects and everything take time.
I clocked in, my longest day was a 21 and a half hour day once. It's very difficult because, you know, a normal 1 hour show usually takes 7 to 8 days to do. We have the same 7 to 8 days, but if on top of that you add the time we spend for the computer graphics as well as the stunt sequences, a 5-minute stunt sequence, which give or take is what it is at the end of a show, will take almost 2.5 days to shoot. They're very long hours.
Well, do you enjoy it though, or is it grueling?
I love it. I can honestly say I'm so proud to be on the show and proud to produce the show that we produce, and it's such a thrill to go to work every day, and I think that's the greatest gift, to get up every morning and say, I'm going to a
Hey,
job
we feel
I
the
love.
same way around here. We are thrilled to be here. So, but you know, it's exhausting, I know.
Then when you're hiatus, she does a movie. You know, you do
That's
movies.
right,
I
Cruel
mean,
Intentions.
Yes,
But
he's just trying to get this question.
No, but I understand that you were so tired one day that you forgot to do something that you should normally do when you wake up in the morning before you go to work.
I was still working on the whole early morning thing. I'm much better at it now. But I guess it was like the very first season, and we were in our season finale and working just the longest hours we worked on. And I had a convertible at the time. Got dressed in the morning. It was really late. I ran to work, and I was wearing a nice dress, so I thought, because I had plans that night. And I'm driving to work, and like people in the convertible were like really looking at me, and I'm thinking, I must be like looking good today. And I'm sort of like, I'm feeling really good about myself. And I looked down, and I realized that I put the slip to my Betsy Johnson dress on, but hadn't actually put the dress over it when I left to go to work. So I'm like freaking out. I pull over on the side of the road. I put the top on the car, and I figure I'll just double park in front of my trailer for like 2 seconds, run, and I always keep clothing in there. Only the executive producer of the show is standing like right outside my car. He's like, oh, come get out, I have to talk to you. I'm like, oh, can you wait like 2 minutes? Phone call, gotta make phone call. No, get out. I'm like, no, really, open the door. And I stood up, and he just looked at me for like a good long time.
Looked like
little
you were,
on the sheer side,
yeah, coming from somewhere very weird.
My bedroom.
And it's always great to have you in New York to do Saturday Night Live. They love you a lot over there. This is like your second,
That
third
was my
time.
second time.
Yeah, terrific. All right, well, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer continues Tuesday nights on the WB at 8 p.m. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on.
Nice to see you again.
We'll be right back in a moment.